Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with tall trees and colorful flowers, there lived a sly and clever fox named Freddy. Freddy the fox loved to roam the forest in search of delicious treats. One warm, sunny afternoon, as Freddy ambled through the woods, he caught sight of a plump bunch of grapes hanging from a vine high above him. Ah, juicy grapes! Just the thing to quench my thirst, thought Freddy, licking his chops in anticipation. The grapes were ripe and glistening in the sunlight, and Freddy's mouth watered just thinking about tasting them. With determination in his eyes, Freddy approached the grapevine. He arched his back and gave a tremendous leap into the air, but alas, he could not reach the tantalizing fruit. Not one to give up easily, Freddy took a few steps back, wagged his bushy tail, and attempted another, even higher jump. Still, the grapes remained just out of his grasp. Now, Freddy was not only clever but also proud. He decided to give the jump one more try. He sprinted towards the vine and leapt with all his might. But no matter how hard he tried, the grapes were simply too high. Feeling quite embarrassed and a bit tired, Freddy sat down to catch his breath. As he gazed up at the unreachable grapes, he decided to save face. With a sly smirk, he said aloud, "I bet those grapes are sour anyway. Who'd want to eat sour grapes?" And with that, he turned his tail and trotted off into the forest, pretending not to care. And so, Freddy the fox walked away, convinced himself that he had no interest in the grapes at all. He carried on his way, ever so crafty, because sometimes it's easier to convince ourselves something wasn't worth it than to admit defeat. And in the end, after all his efforts, Freddy learned a little something about humility and owning up to his own limitations. The moral of the story is that it is easy to despise what you cannot have. Sometimes what seems out of reach is not worth the fuss, and accepting limitations gracefully is a virtue. The grapes might have been delicious, or perhaps they really were sour, but what truly mattered was Freddy's ability to walk away with his cunning dignity intact.